Our national nightmare is over. That person you hate just lost the presidential election. Just kidding. Dennis Allen got fired. Thomas hit the intro.
Welcome to Saints Happy Hour podcast. We never trade up.
There was a path to give up 3 first-round picks to get Jaden Daniels. I would do it. And I would pick Jaden Daniels.
Now grab a drink and enjoy the show.
All right, everybody. Welcome to Saints Happy Hour podcast. We are presented by Hard Hide, Ponchatoula, Strawberry Whiskey. I'm Ralph Marlboro, joined by Dave, Andrew, Thomas running the show back in Poland. Thanks to everybody in the chat. We got a ton of people. Who Dat Golfer, Dustin, your boy Alan, Herb, John, Jason Champagne, a ton of people. Thanks everybody for joining us in the chat. Big Saints news the last couple of days. We're going to talk about Marshawn Lattimore getting traded. We're going to talk about how did you personally receive DA firing news, and did you enjoy it like a good bottle of wine? Queen Gayle Benson, thank you, Gayle. Handling business. What's next? We're going to talk about DA's legacy for about 30 seconds. New Saints interim coach Darren Rizzi. Will he be a fun interim coach like Joe Vitt? Or will he be boring like Rick Venturi? We'll have to find out. And how can the Saints make the head coaching job appealing? So as always, if we reach $100 in donation, I will drink something horrible that the patrons have sent me. This week we got cold brew Jägermeister. That's disgusting. And Passau, the most popular fruit drink in the world from last week that I didn't get to. All right. Marshawn Lattimore got traded.
That's where we're starting. We're starting with that.
We're starting with that because that's what happened today. We had a breaking news podcast sponsored by Hard Hide. But Dave, give me your thoughts. They traded Marshawn Lattimore. They got a third, a fourth. We had to give him a Valium. He was so excited.
A third and a fourth. What was the initial reports that the Saints? What did they call the compensation? Like a hot, what did they say? I feel like there was
premium. They called it a premium pick.
Okay.
Premium.
Okay. I got a bone to pick with whoever said that. Okay. A third round pick. While I'm happy to have it, and a fourth. Neither, however you want to pronounce it, are premium draft picks. Okay. When you start throwing around the word premium
changes. Let's go.
Let's go for 50 buckaroo interception.
Wow.
Let's go. They're halfway there. Let me update it.
Wow, thank you.
Wow, we're on a roll.
When you start throwing around the word premium, you better be talking second round or higher. Otherwise, you are full of crap. But regardless, I'm happy. I'm happy for the trade. Look, my feeling is that let's go. I hate to say like full tank mode. I would still like to see them put effort on the field. But as far as like the roster is concerned, building this team, there's a lot of things we can't do because of dead money and all of that. But any players that we can trade, Carl Granderson, I saw was maybe on the block. Andrew shed a little tear, I'm sure. But I'm all for let's get some draft picks. Let's start getting some capital for this offseason because we are going to be hamstrung with the salary cap. And let's start doing what we probably should have been doing 2, 3, 4 years ago and doing a better job of drafting and getting some younger players in here cheaper to kind of offset or complement our ridiculously high cap numbers for some of our veteran guys or guys that aren't even on the goddamn team anymore.
That's right. They're paying Michael Thomas and Jameis dead cap.
Right.
But Andrew, I want to talk about this because during the offseason or when the Saints changed Lattimore's contract and did the option bonus different and they're like, oh, they could trade him. It makes it easier to do so. The over the cap guys and that sort of thing were like, listen, I know Saints fans think they're going to get a first or a second, but I'm here to tell you, Jalen Ramsey, all the Rams got for him was a third and a broken tight end. You're getting probably a fifth, a fourth at best. I want to say I was pleasantly surprised the Saints got as much as they did.
Just not premium. Just don't
Not premium. Whatever. What tier is below premium picks?
I would say I would call these picks. I would call them
mediocre.
That's a good question. No. That's a big drop off between premium. There's something just step below premium.
Is it like presidential brand picks?
I would say
Walmart?
quality, excellence, quality.
Yeah, but
you know.
But Andrew, were you surprised?
Above average.
At what they got?
Pleasantly surprised. I mean, I'd say overall that was a pretty good haul for Lattimore. I mean, I don't know how he's going to pass the physical. I mean, his hamstring is so injured.
Yeah.
He's been out all year practically. Like, how's he going to pass? I feel like in a lot of ways, Lattimore had kind of given up on the Saints for a few years now. And, I know there's been like relationship issues and whatnot. So, this could have happened sooner in some ways. I feel like the Saints probably didn't get the value. So, when you consider his contract, when you consider he's been injured for the better part of 3 years, getting a third and a fourth is kind of shocking. Yeah, honestly.
I guess the thing is when he's played the last 3 years, his tape is pretty incredible, and I think it really did help them, Dave. Like they had like multiple teams, like Kansas City wanted him, Washington wanted him, got him. I was surprised even the Chargers were sniffing around. So like they kind of had like I wouldn't call it a bidding war, but like
maybe a little bit, right?
Yeah, I mean he definitely had people wanting him. Dave, I would say this: Lattimore is the best corner in Saints history, and it's not even close.
Really? Yeah.
I mean, I don't think there's anybody even close to him. Cornerback,
not even a question.
Okay.
The next best, I mean, I think would be maybe Mike McKenzie.
Ooh. I mean,
really?
Yeah. I mean, maybe Dave
Tracy
Waymer,
Porter,
but he played a lot of safety. Tracy Porter's a legend, and he was awesome.
Right. Yeah, maybe Jabari. Jabari's not a bad call.
Yeah, I mean, but
I would say Lattimore's on a different planet from Jabari.
I would say the gap between Lattimore and whoever's the second best corner in Saints history, that gap is as big as Drew Brees to whatever quarterback you think is the second.
Or Sean Payton to Mora. Yeah.
Right.
I think the gap between Lattimore and the second best corner is bigger than the gap between Sean Payton and Mora.
I'd agree with that.
I mean, Andrew, didn't we try to build either the best? We tried to build the best corner in Saints history, and we were like, "This is the saddest goddamn bracket. We got to do something else." It was too sad.
So okay, well, so let me ask you a question. So if you're telling me he's the best player at his position ever in the 50+ year history of the franchise?
Yes.
So is he Hall of Fame? Saints Hall of Fame?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
100%.
Is he Ring of Honor?
No. That's a good one.
I would say no.
Probably. I don't know.
I mean, I'm just looking at like the guy. I mean, he was Defensive Rookie of the Year, 4-time Pro Bowler. So like, yeah, he's in the discussion. But like, if I'm looking at kind of the heroes on the team now, like I would rank Kamara ahead of him. I would rank for sure. DeMario ahead of him. I definitely Cam Jordan ahead of him. So I still feel like there's some. At least if
there's a limited amount of space up there at the top of the Super Bowl.
That's right. I mean, you got to be.
I mean, you got to be hold one for Drew. I mean, Colston, could he be in the mix eventually?
Jari, yeah. I mean, you got to be in can. You got to be either beloved or close to Canton. I like Jim Morrow.
What about Troutman?
What about him?
Saints legend.
By the way, this reminded me. I went to the Taylor Swift concert a week ago,
of course,
and we were sitting up in your section with the poor people, Ralph, because I couldn't afford. I couldn't afford super mega rich. I couldn't afford super mega rich tickets. I could only afford the super rich.
Did she introduce Mike Meadows?
No, she didn't.
You couldn't afford the premium tickets.
Yeah, thanks for the hookup, Andrew. Thanks for thanks for asking. But anyway, what I didn't realize this, and I don't know, maybe maybe other people, I'm assuming other people didn't realize this. The names up there at the top, the Willie Rowe, Tom Benson, all those names up there in the Ring of Honor. I thought that those were signs. That were on the wall of the Superdome, but they are not. They are actually like 3-dimensional letters that hang.
Oh, wow.
Wow. What do you mean? Oh, wow. You're up there all the time. You never noticed this?
I never noticed that. I knew they missed.
Like,
the only thing I knew about that is that they misspelled Morton Anderson's name. That's the only thing I knew.
They did, right, when they first did it, right. But they're like 3-dimensional letters that kind of hang. Like you could wave your hand all around each letter. Like I didn't realize that. I thought they were onto the wall, but they're actually like hanging from the ceiling with air all around them and behind them. So I was surprised. So you know what? You learn something, sometimes when you expand your horizons and you go out of your comfort zone, you learn new things.
Yeah, you do. I mean, Andrew,
it's so steep up those stairs. I don't know how you walk up those stairs. My God.
Andrew, this kind of really does this week kind of close the book on like the Sean Payton 2017 draft era kind of. And I have to say, with everything about the 2017 draft, it was amazing start to finish. I think one of the most incredible things, because me and you in like 2018, 2019, we were like, the 2017 draft and Michael Thomas, they have to re-sign all these guys. And me and you, remember we would always talk about who's going to be the one that's going to last the longest and who's going to be the one that's going to be the last one standing. And at no point did we ever pick Kamara. We picked Michael Thomas. We picked Ramczyk. We picked Marcus Williams. Kamara, he's the last man standing from the 2017 draft. It's incredible.
Yeah, I didn't see that one coming. Definitely wasn't on my bingo card. But, give Kamara credit. I mean, you could argue he's having one of his best years ever this year. And, I think he hasn't been over 1,000 yards rushing in a year. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep.
And I think this might be the year he gets it. So,
yep.
Yeah, I mean, look, he'll be 30 years old soon. He just got a contract extension, so it's not over yet. And it looks like he's going to be a part of this rebuild, which is cool. But yeah, look, I think, again, like I was happy with the Lattimore compensation. Obviously, he's gone now, so he's not a guy that'll be part of this rebuild. It's going to be interesting to see what happens at corner moving forward, because now you've also got a decision to make with the Debo. Maybe he's a little bit cheaper because he has that injury, right? So he's coming back from a pretty significant thing. But like after him, like Alontae Taylor feels like the future now. You just drafted Kool-Aid McKinstry, who like all of a sudden
Rico Payton.
Yeah, that Kool-Aid McKinstry pick all of a sudden feels really huge that they made it.
Yeah, so he better be good. He's got to be good. Mike, one question with Debo, it'll be interesting because he was going to get a decent contract and you were probably going to get like a 3rd-round comp, a 4th-round comp. Now, I don't know what you're going to get. And I don't like, there's potential that he stays, maybe not. Dave, Mickey Loomis tonight said the Saints have to own their record. We're 2-7. We have to own that. He didn't do the look past the results and all this. Did Queen Gayle put everybody on notice? Because she stepped in and was like, we're getting DA out of here, and shocked us. She's having meetings with players. She's exchanging emails. Did she put everybody on notice in the building to get the shit together?
There's no way that I'm the only one that's thinking what I'm about to say, but I mean, the fact that Gayle's coming out and stepping up and stepping in here, I don't know. To me, this what's the look here like for Mickey? I don't know. Like,
yeah,
I mean, and this is a serious question. Like, is this a situation where Mickey like said, "Hey, I don't want him. I'm not going to do this." Like I wonder, like if he asked Gayle to do this, or whether, which isn't, that's not good. Like why, that's kind of like that's your job. You should just do it, even if you've got a relationship. Or did Gayle have to step in and say, "Look, you need to do this," which also is not a good look.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but either way, like I don't know why Gayle. I don't know why Gayle had like what, like Gayle is never really. I mean, I guess the head coach is different. I guess maybe the head coach is the one situation where she is going to have a say and where she is going to say something.
The thing is,
because
Dave,
otherwise Gayle says nothing about any moves whatsoever about.
But here's my thing. Here's my thing. I said on Sunday night, Dave. I said, and Andrew, I said this is all the things about Gayle that people were saying about her were just projections because she's a blank slate. She presided over the Saints' golden era. She didn't have to do anything. All she had to do was smile, dress nice, and cut the checks. They've been winning since 2017. When did Tom Benson die?
She was around to hire Dennis Allen.
Yeah. So, but my point is, she hasn't had to do anything hard. Like, so we never, like when we said, oh, she doesn't care. She's not in touch. She doesn't know what's going on. She probably doesn't even know the score. Like all that was just
that's not
conjecture.
True. I don't. No.
So like Andrew, we'd never seen her do anything hard. So like, I feel like people that were doubting Gayle, it wasn't based on any track record at all because we'd never seen her have to do this.
Well, I mean, she did have a reputation for not meddling, and she had a reputation for just like letting, the people in the will and
right. But you better damn well believe that she knows what's going on, though.
Yeah, sure. But the reputation was that she let people do their job, and obviously people took that information and ran with it. I thought it was interesting that Mickey Loomis talked today on WWL radio. I don't know if you saw those quotes, Ralph, but it was interesting to hear him say, like, kind of double down on defending DA and saying, yeah, he's a great coach. He's a great coach. You talk to anyone in the league and everyone believes that. And I think to a degree, that's actually true. I think around the league, DA is pretty respected and viewed as an innovative defensive coordinator, and people see him as, I don't think he's going to wait long to find work,
No.
But it won't be as a head coach, obviously, but that ship has sailed clearly, but he'll find work. And so I do think he has a good reputation, and obviously the fan base hates him, but Mickey Loomis kind of doubled down on that and basically was saying, look, the only reason he's out of a job and this happened is because we had like the injury apocalypse. So he was blaming it on that. So I almost felt like Mickey doubled down in that interview on saying like, yeah, he was fired unfairly, or at least like he was fired due to circumstantial stuff that wasn't his fault. And you couple that with it really being Gayle's decision out there in the media. And it does seem like Mickey was like an unwilling or reluctant participant in this decision.
Well, I will say this, Dave, it's got to, as DA, if he's a drinking guy like me, if he's, pouring something nice, maybe hard-hide peach or hard-hide strawberry, and he's commiserating why he got fired. I mean, it does have to break his heart that, like, in the Saints' 3 close games, his defense let him down every single time. Like it was the defense's fault against Philadelphia because they ran into each other. It was the defense's fault against Atlanta because Adebo got the flag, and it was the defense's fault against Carolina at the end of the game. Like it was totally warranted, but it really does have to. I mean, he's got to feel terrible. Like if his defense would have came through, he'd still have a job.
I don't know if we were to assume what Andrew said is correct, and Mickey for some reason, I don't know why, but if Mickey for some reason wanted to continue to stick with DA, and again, I don't know why. I don't know why that would be. The head coaching is, if you want to boil it down, I feel like it's two main things. There's the X's and O's part of it, which DA has, and there's the player part of it. And you cannot argue that DA lacks in the player aspect of it, okay? I mean, he just totally lacks in it. I said this from the first podcast when he was hired, that he's not your leader guy. He's not a rah-rah guy. He's just not a guy I feel like, or anybody else feels like, is gonna lead you into battle, into a flame, into a fire. And I think it's very evident.
Discord called him the cold slaw of coaches. He's coleslaw.
You know, and I think it's very evident with all the videos we've seen with Derek Carr and Cam Jordan and the Merry Christmas shirts and how excited these guys are to see him gone. Okay, look, it is not a surprise at all. DA, as far as he lost the locker room, totally lost it.
You know,
and now wait, he's totally lost it, and I don't understand. And again, this going back to what I'm saying, like Mickey. I guess Mickey respects the X's and O's part of it more than he respects the player personnel side of it. There's no other reason I can think of, because
I think
because Gayle did have
there's a relationship.
That's a problem. That's a freaking problem.
Yeah, I agree.
And because when you need Gayle to step in here and say, look, Mickey, you have you've got a blind spot. You have a blind spot here.
Yeah,
He's lost 7 games. He just lost to the worst team in the league. We are now in Big Cat's mega suck ass division and no future. They created a new category just for us. I don't have the wording right, but like we've got to, like, the fact that she had to step in and for the fans, for the fucking sake of the goddamn fans, she had to step in and supersede Mickey. And again, going back to what I said, like, what does that mean? We've got a general manager who we can't even trust to make the right decisions because he's so compromised. He's like, it's true. He's compromised. That's the word. That's the word I'm going with from now on. He's compromised. And also, I'm going to use, since we're on the subject, I said I'm going to do this on every podcast moving forward. I'm going to use this opportunity to just remind everybody, Mickey Loomis wanted to sign Deshaun Watson.
That's right. Andrew, it's weird. I feel so much better about Gayle as an owner. I loved her before, and I thought she was a great owner. I always said I hope she lives to 100. I feel fantastic about her. A+ freaking owner. A+. But to Dave's point, I'm not necessarily losing confidence in Loomis, because Loomis is going to make the decision on the next coach and that sort of thing, and he hired Sean Payton, so maybe he can do a job. But I have to say, my confidence in Loomis, it's less than it was. Like, I'm stunned that Gayle had to get, like, this is Gayle. Like, Gayle went and did this. Like, if you'd have told me DA was going to get fired during the year and it was going to be Gayle, and you told me that in the summer, I'd have been like, there's no way. So where are you on Loomis, Andrew?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know that I'm as hot as Dave on Loomis. We'll see, obviously. I mean, he's been successful multiple places as a GM, not just with the Saints. And he's been in the league for a really long time. He's been a part of a lot of rebuilds, so he knows how to do it. He navigated a cap situation during COVID, which he
are we in a rebuild? Are we in a rebuild?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I would say.
I want to hear those words from Dennis Allen. I want to hear him say the R word.
I think he will.
You mean Loomis?
Look, what's interesting is, I mean, when you look
what
at,
did I say? Oh, down.
When you look at Denver and the amount of dead money that they have and the amount of people, it's amazing that Denver is winning right now. Like, kudos to Sean Payton, because like they're with the rookie quarterback and they basically ripped it down to the studs. Like, they took on all the dead money of the Russell Wilson deal. They traded away a bunch of assets. They cut guys like Simmons. Denver's ripped it down to the studs, and they've found a way to be kind of like semi-relevant and a 500 team. So, that does give me hope that if the Saints get the right coach, like in a year or two, they can kind of climb their way to 500 even without great players.
The Broncos have $83 million in dead money.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot. So, and the Saints, I think, are knocking on the door, potentially, depending on what they do this offseason, to maybe surpass that. But yeah, look, when I saw the press conference by Rizzi, that was pretty telling, because I feel like I've been listening to DA for so long that I've kind of gotten used to just this boring, downtrodden, repetitive. I mean, he's always talking about chopping wood and executing. We just got to execute better. We got to just keep after it and chop wood. I'm like, and the message has gotten old and tired. And I mean, Rizzi like snapped me back into like consciousness in about 30 seconds. And I thought his press conference was awesome. And it kind of opened my eyes to, oh, right. we can have a head coach with personality. I don't know how it's going to go.
Is it going to be fun? Is he going to be fun interim?
I think he's going to be fun.
I think he's going to be fun.
I just want to say something, you know, Andrew, you're an LSU fan, so you have Brian Kelly too. And so you don't even get any kind of personality in your college life also. See, I have John Sumrall. I love John Sumrall.
Oh, he's amazing.
He's the best. If you ever meet him in person,
at least Kelly wins. If DA won, I'd have less of a problem here.
Right. Yeah, right. Yeah. No, look, we were talking pregame or pre-show. Listen to the behind the scenes, become a patron, and you can get access to that. But Rizzi, we're calling him the Rizzler, Skibbity.
My son is so excited.
Skibbity Rizzler, Ohio.
I got my son locked into Saints football now.
I actually learned about the Rizzler days before Rizzi became the interim head coach. So I'm familiar with the Rizzler. If you don't know who the Rizzler is, maybe don't look it up. I don't know.
Skibbity.
Here's my question though, because you had Joe Vitt in 2012. He was
very fun.
Very fun. Rick Venturi way back when, not fun as an interim.
No.
I think Rizzi's going to be I think Rizzi will be fun if they win, because he'll bring back the tradition of handing out game balls, which DA never did, which was so annoying. Like, that made DA
really. He didn't give out.
He didn't give out game balls. He's like, I don't believe in game balls. And he would just read off the stats in the game.
What team have you been watching for the last several years?
Oh my gosh! Wow.
Dayman C for the Macaroon donation. I mean, super chats.
Jaeger, don't even mess with that fruity crap.
Jaeger. This is
damn.
Jaeger bomb.
65 donation.
Jaeger bomb.
My wife is in Washington D.C. She's in Washington D.C. today, seeing the sights with her mom.
My wife.
And she told me, she said, "Don't get drunk and hungover. You still got to take Max to school on Wednesday. Don't be getting plastered. But if y'all pay for them, I'll drink them."
Well, poor Max ain't going to school tomorrow.
That's right.
Wait, before you drink, let me thank also Jason Champagne for $12.83 dollar tip with donation message celebrating DA getting fired. It's a new day. And also Nicholas Riley for donating a day after last main show.
Thank you.
When the stream was
and
off
by the
for
way,
$5.
Errol, I apologize. I forgot to put your message on the whiteboard. I put "thank you, Gayle" instead. Send Thomas another one, and we'll get you on the whiteboard. I'm gonna do the
Jaeger bombs.
Here we go.
Let's go.
Ooh, that
okay, so we said
myself.
I was going to set criteria for grading because I grade too high. Cody last week said I am a terrible grader. And he's right.
That's good feedback. No, it's good feedback.
And he's right. But I got to say, the Jaeger cold brew, people send it to me consistently because it's disgusting. I don't know if it's Ring of Honor.
We need more Malort.
It's not like Malort would be like Ring of Honor, disgusting.
Sean Payton of drinks in reverse.
This one's like a strong 8. It's disgusting.
This is Dennis Allen.
No, Dennis Allen would be like. Well, that's the thing, though. I don't know, because Dennis Allen is disgusting. That's fair because I was going to say, Sally, I need assistance. Would Dennis Allen be lower on the scale? But I think Dennis Allen would be disgusting. Dennis Allen might be a perfect 10 on the drink meter. But thank you guys for donating. It's amazing. And that's the thing with the cold. That's the thing with the cold brew. The hard hide strawberry whiskey doesn't cleanse it. It just sticks in my palate. It's gross.
So it looks like there's a tropical storm that's going to hit New Orleans on Sunday.
Yeah.
Is that going to affect the game?
Oh my God.
I mean, I don't know. I'm flying in.
Are they saying I gotta, you want to, you're about to get angry, Dave. Here, you guys know my job. I own a retail store. My job can my income can change depending on Tulane's football record. It can change depending on the weather. It can change depending on a lot of factors. And the first game of the season is always pretty big for us because you got a lot of new students and they come and shop with us. And it rained that day, so we were kind of down. I was kind of annoyed. And the second week we had Kansas State, but it was an 11 a.m. kickoff, and so that kind of sucks because you don't get a whole day of selling. Yeah. And now you're telling me this is homecoming weekend for Tulane. This is homecoming weekend, parents weekend, alumni weekend, reunion weekend. They roll it all into one. And it's this Saturday, and this is like my Christmas. This is like my Christmas and my Super Bowl all rolled into one. I expect and
your kids are getting a lump of coal. Is that what you're saying?
I plan and expect to make a lot of money this week and leading up to this week.
You're a T-shirt magnate. You got the 2,000 square foot shop.
And I am very concerned that this son of a gun storm is gonna screw everything up for me. And I'm being dead serious. We're talking. This could cost me money, tens of thousands of dollars.
Well, I want to talk. We feel bad for you, Dave, because we want your kids to have, we want your kids to have a good Christmas. But I want to.
This isn't about my kids and Christmas. This is about
keeping the lights on.
Yeah, I'm trying. Well, I'm trying to. I got every time it rains, it leaks from the ceiling into my floor. I have to put a bucket out on my sales floor in my store.
Your roof is like my roof, Dave.
I got a letter from my insurance and I have to fix it. I can't afford to fix my damn ceiling unless I have a good homecoming. And now you're telling me homecoming is going to be rainy and wet.
They haven't even named it yet. But Andrew, you brought up the hurricane. I think that it's an interesting point. This game, I have to admit, the only reason I was remotely interested and excited about going to this game, Run Amok won our contest. The MVP contest. I'm going to the game with him Sunday. That's really cool, and I'm excited about it. But the rest of it, I wasn't excited about it at all. And I thought it was going to be ugly, Andrew. If they hadn't fired DA, I thought it was going to be booze, maybe no one going.
Well, I was pumped. I in my mind, I was like, the Superdome's going to be rocking. They're going to be pumped that DA's fired. Rizzi's.
That's what I think now.
You were talking about the dead cat bounce. For Rizzi to start with the hurricane that moves the game from New Orleans to Atlanta, where we play at home in the Mercedes Megatron Dome.
Butthole.
Yep. That's like the saintsiest thing ever. That's like the saintsiest welcome to the NFL. Congrats, you're our new interim coach, Darren Rizzi. That is the saintsiest thing I've ever heard of.
Here's the question, Dave. Are you open-minded enough?
I'm very open-minded. You want to swap lives?
Be like ball 4 for the Yankees. The 86 Mets. The plane ride home from Houston was just cocaine and wife swapping. But are you open-minded about, hey, if Rizzi does pretty well, if he goes 4-4, he could be permanent? Or are you like, no, I don't want him?
No. Look, Rizzi, to me, he may do a good job, but to me, that's like the same thing as DA. I think you're talking about a good, just X's and O's positional coach kind of guy. I don't know. I don't know. Did I text this to you guys? I got the Vegas odds on next NFL, next Saints head coach.
We should have sent that to Thomas. Joe Brady was 1, right?
Number 1, Joe Brady at 3-1 odds. I want
far below a number of guys I would want.
That's why he's got the best odds at 3-1.
Here's my thing, Andrew. If Rizzi can drag this no receiver having, terrible defense, banged up team, if he can get them to 6 wins and go 4-4, I'm fine with keeping him because here's the thing. We don't know anything about these assistant coaches if they're going to be good. Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn, we don't know anything. So if the Saints interim guy shows me he can be pretty competent and he's fun in press conferences and he's exciting and he gives us some excitement, I'm fine with it. Like, because I'm not going to pretend that I have any idea who would be a good coach.
I mean, if he goes 5-3, like offer him the job because like. I don't see any scenario where the Saints roster for the next 2 years is going to be any good. So if you could prove to me that you go 5-3 with this injured, decrepit, talentless roster, if you can go 5-3 over 8 games after Dennis Allen went 2-7 leading up to it, then you get the job because it's hopeless with anyone else, probably.
No, I disagree, and I disagree because I think if that happens in that scenario,
shit!
Drink.
Diamond C! 73 donation!
Let me finish my point. I think in that situation, what you're talking about, if Rizzi somehow gets a good record, even better than 50% winning record, I think that's kind of like just an extended version of a dead cat bounce. And I think that ends at the end of the season and you start a new season. And I don't think any of that carries over. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Look, on this list, I said it as soon as he was fired. Bill Belichick, I know he's old. I know he's maybe not long-term. I like Bill Belichick. We might need somebody to really turn this goddamn thing around and slap us into shape. I know Aaron Glenn he's an option. You know, he's been with Detroit. Detroit's been doing well. Aaron Glenn was here before. I know that makes sense. I'm not crazy about that. I do not want to bring in anybody that had anything to do with, I'm going on record right now. I do not want to bring in anybody that had anything to do with our organization previously.
What about Mike Vrabel?
He was next up on my list. Love him.
Here's my thing.
I would be very interested in Mike Vrabel.
I'm not
even maybe over Belichick.
I'm not saying that it'll happen, but like John Gruden.
Love Vrabel.
John Gruden is getting mentioned by some media outlet. Like he might
not on this
get
list,
interviewed.
surprisingly. Is he on this list?
That would be
Ron Rivera and Nick Saban are on.
Oh my God,
Rivera,
Deion Sanders, 33-1 odds for Deion.
Let's fucking go Tigers!
I would rather Joe Brady than Deion.
Go Tigers!
I got to be honest with you. Yeah, I think honestly, now that I'm looking, I think Mike Vrabel might be my number one choice. I kind of like him.
I think Vrabel is probably going to be a top 2 or 3 candidate this offseason.
I think Vrabel's going to have his pick of jobs.
Yeah,
I like Vrabel. I want him.
I could be convinced by Belichick,
despite the age.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I'm just open-minded because I know we have no idea, none at all.
Wait a minute. Shut up, Ralph. You got a drink.
Oh, yeah, I do. Thanks for reminding me.
I finished my point. Your point doesn't matter.
Here we go. See, I'm excited about this one. Thomas, didn't you say this is the most widely fruity drink in all of Europe?
Brazil. I thought it said.
Not me, but someone said it, yeah.
I thought it was Brazil.
Passoa with a little mark over the A.
Jason Champagne says he likes the Saints to be gluten-free.
Yeah, that's a nice bottle.
It smells like a fancy soap.
Gluten-free GF.
Too much wheat for you.
Ooh.
Ooh.
It was. I was gonna say it was delightful, but it had a nasty kick at the end.
Okay, but still, this has to be like sub 7.
No, it's like a 5.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, damn, a 5.
Nasty finish.
See, we're getting better with the ratings.
It was on pace, Dave, for like a 3, and then it went bad. But this coaching job, what higher?
Wait, what's the third drink, Rolf? Just in case.
We got a third. We need a third one.
Of course, we need a third one. Come on, man.
If you give me a third one,
do you have a Malort?
I'll do a full shot of Hard Hide out the boot.
Do you have Malort? Do you?
I don't have any
Malort?
Malort. What I do have, I'll have it though, Andrew.
You should have started with that. We need more Malort, guys. Send Ralph
got
Malort.
it. Here's the thing. All the incredible, disgusting booze that I got at the live show. It's at my mom's house in New Orleans. I'm going to have it post Thanksgiving because for Thanksgiving, we're driving to New Orleans. So I can bring all the booze that people gave me. I can bring it back. I couldn't do it last time because I wouldn't be able to get it through the flight.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. Here's my question.
We could have shipped that to you.
Yeah, it was a lot of booze, though. I was worried that it would be crushed and stuff. Here's my
Although
question.
actually, I tried to ship myself an old bottle of whiskey from New York to myself, and it never made it.
Never ship yourself.
Here's my question, because Dave,
ship yourself.
You brought up the downside of the new coach is
What?
They could make a disgustingly bad hire, and let me tell you. Gruden would be a disgustingly bad.
Gruden's not even on this list. So I mean, that makes me think. Peyton Manning is on this list for crying out loud, and Gruden is not on this list. So that makes me feel like they know something we don't.
Jon Gruden.
I'm just saying. Like this is
Andrew,
Vegas.
Is there any name not Gruden that you'd be like, oh my God, no, please no?
Yeah, Joe Brady and Deion Sanders. I mean, those two. Both are like hard nose for me.
Yeah, I mean
that's gross.
I would say this.
There's a lot of. If I read the rest of this list, there's a lot of hard nose. I'm going to go in order of odds of what they have most likely. Joe Brady, Ben Johnson.
Yeah, Ben
Todd
Johnson would be a nice pickup.
Todd Monken
would be.
He's killing it with the Ravens, but they're low. I mean, they got Lamar and they got Derrick Henry.
Aaron Glenn, Mike Vrabel, Wes Phillips, Darren Rizzi at 10-1.
Here's my thing.
Bobby Brian Flores, Jesse Minter, Cliff Kingsbury, by the way, 20-1. 20-1.
Here's my thing, Andrew. If you're going retread, you got to go top of the top. Like you can't go DA, Cliff Kingsbury, loser, kind of mediocre. If you go retread, you got to go Vrabel, you got to go Belichick. I really like Flores, but he is like his record is his 3-year record was so. I know Miami was terrible, but that's my feeling. Like if you go retread, you got to go gold-plated, sterling reputation.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
The other thing with Gruden too is I don't want anybody associated with who were formerly associated with the Raiders.
Yeah.
Nobody from the Raiders. So Gruden's out. Derek Carr. Anybody? Dennis Allen. We've the former Raider experiment. That failed. We tried that. It's over.
I'm going to make the case. I made this to Andrew on the phone, I think. I'm going to make the case for Bill Belichick. I know he's old, but here's the thing. If the Saints are going to be rebuilding and they're going to be bad and they have all these cap issues, I know Belichick himself is super boring at press conferences and all that, but he's, I think, 15 wins away from the all-time record.
Oh, he's coming back. Yeah, he's coming back.
And he wants that record, Dave. So all I'm saying is he might crawl over broken glass to get any job. He couldn't even get the Falcons job last year.
Jesus Christ, man.
Straight from THA random shop at Lake Isabella. Cheers.
Tennessee 103 fucking
Oh, wow. All right. Continue the Bill Belichick.
Man, the Saints should fire their coach every week.
Continue this discussion. Andrew, I want you to tell the people what I said. Bill Belichick makes the Saints relevant if they hire him. I gotta go get a hard-eyed shot.
Yeah, you go get that.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know, man. I'm not like too keen on like talking about a future coach at this point when, I mean, yes, they have made a move and we know that in the offseason, the Saints will conduct like a search, but like, yeah, there's 8 games left and there's like half a season left. So I'm kind of more interested at this point in like, and not that I would like seriously consider Rizzi as a candidate, beyond this season. I mean, we'll see how he does and if he surprises us. But how the players respond to him. Obviously, if the players are fully bought in and he goes 5-3 or better, and they're all clamoring for him to come back, then we could consider it. But I think there's a reality, and Dave, I know you were just kind of like, no, like under no circumstance should we bring Rizzi back next season. Yeah. But the way I look at it, and this isn't necessarily a vote for Rizzi, but there's a reality that whoever comes next is walking into a rebuild. And so I don't really know what you do with Derek Carr. I almost called him David. I don't know what you do with Carr, because it's like, if you're going to do full rebuild, like, do you just roll with Rattler and Hayner next year and like see what you got in those guys kind of thing? Like, do you like fully rip it to the studs and take on even more dead money? You know what I mean? Or do you just kind of try to wing it with Carr for another year and like just draft a bunch of guys and build around it? And like, who would want to coach that? You know what I mean? Like you're bringing a coach to like stick with a Carr, and then like, I mean, I'm assuming we're going to have a really nice pick. So then it's like, do you take a quarterback, and is he your future? Like there's so many unknowns at this point, and I think it's a tough situation to walk into.
Yeah. All right.
Ralph, I'll let you take a drink, but then I'll answer your question more specifically about Belichick.
I mean, wouldn't you say, Dave, that like this is one of the least desirable jobs in the NFL?
It is. I hate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's hard hide.
Oof.
Whew, it stings. It's the third one, so it hits hard.
Yeah, hard.
We can see that.
That's why it's called hard hide. Hard hide. Oh my God!
By the way,
you are by the way, you are single parenting and responsible for your son by yourself this week and taking your son to school. Maybe
he said he
might just be learning about the Saints tomorrow. He said he had a sore throat tonight.
I don't think he's going to school tomorrow.
I think that throat's about to get a little more sore. He's
playing some kind of game called Tags on his iPad right now.
Suck
and
it long, suck it hard. This feels so good. He's not even asleep.
He's not even asleep.
It's 8:50. Jesus Christ! What is 8:51?
Ralph is going to sleep just fine.
The more important question is the fourth drink in play, Rolf?
Wow, have we ever had a fourth drink?
It is. No, and it is in play. It's always in play. We're always here to whore ourselves out for your money. No, the real question is did your wife leave out your clothes for you tomorrow? And did your wife leave out the clothes for your son tomorrow?
You know the answer to that, Dave. You know the answer to that.
For the entire week.
She left my clothes out to go to the office, and she left my clothes out when I go out in public, like to soccer practice and whatever. Everything. It's all laid.
It's a change, and it's all laid out. Individually marked Ziploc bags with the label printed out.
Each day. Like you start with today, and then you wear it, and the next one is in the line. Yeah.
Yeah, well, Thomas,
Amber says she trusts Max more. She does.
Right, probably.
It's unfortunate that she doesn't lay out clothes for you to wear on the podcast.
Right, yeah, it's true.
She probably should.
Today was just red shirt day.
Dave could have used his wife picking his shirt for this.
No. First of all, my wife would have picked the shirt also. Second of all, you're insulting Taylor Swift. Come on now. We all love Taylor Swift. Wait, I want to go back to Belichick. I want to make my case for Belichick and why it probably would never happen.
What's the rating on the shot?
I mean, it's hard hide, so it's 86 proof, so it's strong, so it's like a one.
Smooth.
It's just like hard hide is just incredible. And by the way, I got the peach. It is.
Oh, you got the okay. All right,
it's incredible.
All right, well, reset the thing, Thomas, because we're gonna go for a new record here.
Me had the night where me and you, I was drinking out the handle, Dave. That's true. That was an all timer.
So look, I would love Belichick. Now the difference between what I want and what the Saints will do is obviously those are two different things. I love Belichick. I know he's old, but I think he would be great for now. Ralph made the great point. He's definitely going to come back. He definitely wants to come back. I remember listening to some, insider who I trusted and saying, yes, like Ralph said, he needs 15
Dave,
wins.
don't we want to be in the news? Like if the Saints,
so that's the thing. So that's the other thing. That's the reason why I want. Yes, that's why I want Belichick. One, I think it's great publicity for the Saints. We're always going to be hearing about our team. They're going to get a lot more coverage than they normally do. Two, then this is where I think we're going to have a problem, because the way that Belichick likes to build his teams, and this is, if Kevin was here, Kevin would be nodding right now, but he loves the draft. He likes to draft a lot of players, and I think he would have an issue.
I know who Kevin wants. I think he's sold.
Yeah.
Well, I
don't know whether the Saints are in a financial position right now to be able to for Bill Belichick to be able to build a team the way he would want to build it. I think now there we go. Oh, Jesus. How much is that?
There's only $100.
Oh
my God. Jesus.
You better text your wife.
Someone is happy about DA being gone.
Fired. We need to hire him back, fire him again, fire him every Monday. We could do it. It could just be an infinite loop.
All right, get yourself another shot.
All right. I'm going to do something different besides hard hide.
All right. Great. Can't wait.
Anyway, so I mean, like Andrew, I'm sure you probably agree with me that, like, despite what I want, that
we're getting Gruden, dude. Like that whole like diatribe that you just gave us, like you just cemented it. Like we are getting Gruden, and it might be Jay. It might be the even worse one.
Yeah. No, but my point is like, or like you were alluding to, like this is not a desirable situation given their cap space and the contracts that they currently have on the books. And
when I was talking to Ralph this week, I was like, think about the things that you would want if you're a head coach. I think at the top of the list would be
lots of money.
Do they have a quarter? Yeah, money, sure. Yeah. I actually don't think that's that big of an obstacle, because the Saints made Sean Payton the highest paid coach in NFL history. So I actually don't think that's an issue. Number 2, quarterback. Like and quarterback, like we don't have one. It's like incumbent.
Or can I pick my quarterback? Like
so like potentially we have a good pick. Mm-hmm. However, I'm not loving the quarterbacks in this year's draft. I don't see clearly that there's like a game changer franchise guy out there like there was with Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels this year, but we'll see. So like then the next one's like, what city am I moving to? Is it safe? Is it good for my family? You know, like am I going to a fun, cool city? Like New Orleans is fun and cool, but like, you know, we know the issues that New Orleans
it'll be safe wherever they're living. I promise you that.
Bill Belichick will be nostalgic for New Orleans. He won his first Super Bowl here.
But like, is that exciting to like live in Mandeville and have to commute over the causeway?
Bill Belichick's going to live at the facility, man.
True. I'm just saying, like, as you're courting guys like Ben Johnson and Vrabel, those are the things they talk about. And then, like, the obstacles in the way of this rebuild and turning things around with the cap are enormous. So,
I think
small market team, like all that just adds up to me to it's just like it's still not as bad as Cleveland. I mean, the Raiders are in Vegas, so like maybe the Raiders are actually more appealing than they used to be. But like there's probably a few. It's not the worst in the league. Like there's a few jobs that I could point out as Jacksonville is a dead end.
Yeah, but they got Lawrence. They got Trevor Lawrence.
They do. They have a quarterback. Yep. So I don't know. Like it's definitely close to the bottom.
I just feel like
right now.
I just feel like this with Bill Belichick. I don't think he's going to have as many options as people think. I think he couldn't close the deal with Atlanta. I think he would walk over broken glass to get a head coaching job. And if it's with the Saints, it's with the Saints.
Yeah, and as much as people hate on Loomis and as much heat as Loomis is getting right now, I actually do think Belichick respects him tremendously. And
he did a lot of business with Bill. A lot of business.
Yep.
I'm doing this one.
What do we got?
We got Taka King Cake Vodka.
That sounds delicious.
It smells delicious.
I want to take a shot of that right now.
It's king. The king cake part sounds delicious, but the Taka part sounds gross.
True. True.
It smells amazing. It smells like a piece of wedding cake.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll like it.
Taka.
Anyway, that's a local New Orleans product. I remember.
Oh,
No, there you go. You got that was more Taka.
Oh, that was more Taka.
Sally,
I need help.
King cake.
Absolutely not. Oh my
I've
god.
got my freshman year of college at Tulane, I was buying alcohol underage at the boot store there. You could walk to the boot store, and Taka was always the cheapest vodka you could buy. So I bought that and orange juice.
Well,
and
I mean,
Screwdriver.
Aristocrat is cheaper than Taka.
It tasted.
I've never heard of that.
Aristocrat vodka? You've never heard of Aristocrat?
Tasted like a piece of wedding cake that somebody peed on.
Yeah, that sounds all right.
Give me the rating.
Oh my.
So my entire freshman year, I drank Taka screwdrivers and Bush Light. I can't drink.
Nothing wrong with Bush Light.
No,
I can't drink either of those anymore.
Thomas, give us a donation update before we get to the hotline.
All right, the big donation update. Damon C obviously is in the lead with whopping $315. Second place.
Damon. Is that Damon John from Shark Tank? I feel like this is like he's our VC.
Whew, I am feeling it. I can't feel
Someone in the chat said it's Michael Thomas.
Michael.
Happy.
Would you like us to talk more trash about Dennis Allen?
I mean, Michael Thomas took a personal day on Monday, even though he's not.
He's been taking a personal day for the last 6 months. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
But I will say this about Derek Carr. I think he handled that question by the media to perfection.
Yeah.
I mean, credit where credit is due. Carr ain't my favorite. I wouldn't mind a change at quarterback down the road, but and he's not the future in my opinion.
Do you think people will ease up on him now?
I think Carr answered the heat on the Michael Thomas tweets. He handled that to perfection. And Carr has not always been perfect with the media.
No, he's not. Here's my question.
He's been hit or miss, but I feel like he was as professional as possible in that
sense. Well, he missed pregame because he said he was going to play like a psychopath, and I didn't really see much of psychopathic play out there.
Well, we didn't even touch on.
I don't know what psychopathic play is, but I know it wasn't what I saw.
To be fair, it was psychopathic that he almost got Chris Olave killed again.
By the way, stop siding with Michael Thomas and blaming Derek Carr. How about the dirty
I said that originally on
Panthers?
Our text.
The dirty Panthers. That dude is the most penalized for personal fouls in the NFL.
Yeah,
there wasn't a referee on the field that didn't throw a flag.
That? The dirty ass headshot that basically this guy's trade move, signature move, is blowing guys' heads up, and why aren't we crushing him for this?
Yeah, 5 flags on that play. 5.
Yeah, I remember watching it, and I remember that on the television feed, literally from each corner, from the southeast corner, the southwest corner, the northeast corner, and the northwest corner, flags. Yeah, a perfect X, just right there. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel bad for Olave because he's I don't know if he's a great receiver, but he's really good, and suddenly. The one real strength that we felt like the Saints had was they got Olave and they got Shaheed. That is a really nice receiving core to build on. Now, Olave's 2-level concussions.
My God.
Tonight only vicariously mount. Let's drink Ralph.
Michael Thomas!
How much money does Damon see? My God.
I don't know, Damon. Do you need a husband, Damon? I'm looking. I'll marry you.
I gotta go. I'm gonna go do another shot of hard.
Are we doing a show after this?
We're not doing a mailbag, Dave. At this point,
were we going to?
We were not because we got.
Okay.
Man,
I don't know who Damon is, but you are my goddamn hero.
Pick a topic and
You mean
discuss
Michael
it.
Thomas?
I'll be back.
It's like coffee talk.
Jesus.
The New Orleans Saints should have won the 2018 NFC Championship. Talk amongst yourselves.
Dave's looking for a sugar daddy.
What? Wait, no. What were we talking about before?
I don't know. I'm off my game now. I think I'm just watching him take all these shots to the face, and I'm becoming drunk myself. Just watching him.
I am going to. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. There will be a certain amount of remorse when we're all at Ralph's funeral when he's passed away from some sort of liver disease.
At this point, I think he might be safe because he's gonna vomit this all out.
There's Ali Marino in the chat. Ralph can't even walk out for a new shot.
This is crazy.
I can't. Somebody DM'd me on Discord. If we get to 4 figures, will you do hard drugs? I won't say no.
Serious question. Was it Damon? Because I would be worried. Because
Yeah, who messaged you, man?
Just saying. I won't rule it out. I won't rule it out. You know what? But the final thing before we get to the mailbag is,
you mean the
this
shot?
season, like, we knew DA needed to be fired, and I was kind of agnostic. I'm like, get to the end of the year, it's fine as long as they fine him on black money. I have to say, Andrew, I'll admit I was wrong. Like, the season, we needed this. We needed DA fired. The Lattimore trade, like, it just, we know they're going to be terrible, and I think there's a chance that Atlanta might kick their head in on Sunday. We'll see. But it just lifted everything, and I think now we can just embrace it, and I think it's going to make the last 8 weeks fun. If this show tonight is any indication, we're going to have a blast the next 8 weeks.
Yeah.
all right, drink up, Pony Boy.
I feel like Ralph is just.
Does anybody have a heroin connection?
I feel like Ralph is like that guy.
Uber Eats heroin?
I feel like Ralph is that guy that Tyson fought in the 90s, where he's just taking blow to the face after blow to the face. And it's just, is he going to last another round?
I don't know.
He's losing.
I don't know.
Only one way to find out.
Oof. All right, so.
What, are we still rating that a 2, Ralph, or is it creeping up in score?
It's creeping up because I'm drunk as fuck.
I hope Max doesn't have some sort of emergency that would require you to take him to the hospital.
The only emergency he'll have is that his iPad will run out of power. That'd be a tragedy.
That's the only emergency you would have.
Oh, it is. It's like a 7, Andrew, because it's hitting hard. Like I'm Thomas. What shot number are we on? I've lost track.
I think that was
number
6.
5. That was number 5.
How much money?
Maybe stop chasing it with a liquor drink. Like maybe switch to water.
Live your own life, Juge. Live your own life. Live your own life. So let's talk about the hotline.
Ralph is just prepping for election results. It's fine.
Yeah. I want to say I was worried about the hotline because the losing streak, it's been struggling. It's been disappointing, Dave. Y'all came through with flying colors. 19 calls. The uncensored version is 14 minutes long. If you ever wanted to introduce a friend to the hotline, you'd play him this one. Insane number of high quality calls. All the regulars, fan favorites, cousin from Boston, Adam Adam the radio voice guy, Dustin J, Butteridge called with another DA impersonation. Butteridge, you got to work on that. A certain individual from Holland left a long voicemail, and you're not going to believe this. We actually had a call praising DA. What? Thomas, is play the hotline.
I'm gonna take some. If any of these calls came after.
It's time for this week's hottest takes from the Saints Happy Hour Hotline.
Beginning of the game, and I haven't been this excited to watch Derek Carr start. We need a fucking ass kicker as a head coach, and that's it. Somebody who won't take excuses, somebody who won't let people just skip the off-season training so that they can hurt their hammies in practice. It's bullshit.
It's really sad. Like, I hate watching games like this. Battle of dog shit. And fucking Olave gets murdered. My God. Fire Dennis Allen. We've got to get rid of that freaking clown.
Who's coaching this team? Kamala Harris? I dare y'all to play this on the hotline. I love you guys.
Yo, this is
We played
DK from the VA, and I just saw on a 4th and 4 a deep fade pass to a guy who could barely catch a cold.
DA, he is softer than the fucking liquid diarrhea coming out of my daughter's ass when she had a stomach virus this week. Motherfucker ain't playing like his job depended on it. Fucking milquetoast ass motherfucking Aggie weirdo bitch has got to go. We are fucking disrespecting the Florida League and the fucking franchise by continuing to allow this motherfucker to step foot on our property, in the building, or on the fucking plane, and Derek Carr to fucking get my concussed receiver concuss some more. That fucking bitch. Cut his fucking contract too.
Gentlemen, it is Adam, the radio voice, calling you from the Eastern Shore of Maryland. How Dennis Allen will have a job after this will tell me one of two things. One, the Saints don't care, and two, they're going to blame everything on injuries. You guys keep us through, keep our spirits up. Saints Happy Hour podcast, the best podcast going. Love you guys, listen to you. Who dat? Apparently everybody else is dat. Talk to you soon.
Hello, boys. It's your cousin from Boston. I wish I was a little bit better excited about the 2025 season. I decided to become a Saints fan because my Patriots were so bad. But what the f***? Your boys are just as bad. It's like saying, hey, I got shot in the foot. I hope you... Oh, well, I just shot myself in the other foot. All right. Take care.
Well, now here we are. We're in the 7th circle of hell. F. Dennis Allen. You guys ruined my season.
I will break the trend of what I'm sure is everybody trashing the man, and I will say something positive about DA. He was a good defensive coordinator, and I wish him well as the secondary coach of whatever random AFC team he ends up on next season.
You know, there is a silver lining. One silver lining is that I became the first head coach in Saints history to be fired mid-season in over 44 years.
Hey, this is Rage calling from the Eastern Shore of Maryland. Best thing about Dennis Allen is, well, when I just looked at my phone and saw that he'd been let go. Don't let the door hit you in the ass. See you guys. Thanks for what you do.
This is one of DA's balls calling for my brother and I think y'all know what we're calling about. We're currently on a bus out west. We're going to go look for a new home. I guess it's the last you're going to hear from us, but good luck to everyone.
Hi, this is Jos Wolbers from Burger King Amsterdam. I'm the HR manager, and I have before me a resume from a certain Mr. Allen, Dennis Allen, stating that he's got lots of experience with burgers being served to him, 40 burger, 50 burger. I also have feeling he's not really a manager of the person. Would it be good at maybe flipping burgers or refueling the fire in our Dutch ovens? So I would appreciate the call back. Goedendag.
I see everybody Sunday. I'm going to the game. I'm going to be tailgating under Ricky Jackson banner. Unofficial mix-up. Let's fucking go. Do that. You back. Dead cat out.
I love it. The Holland call was a little weird. The Texas A&M slander.
Yeah.
Andrew, that was an all-timer.
That was an all-timer, yeah.
Texas A&M weirdo. My wife.
Sound terrible for you guys? It sounds terrible for me.
Well, it doesn't sound terrible for the people on the live stream, just for us, because Discord is weird. By the way, guys.
Oh, it sounded weird again? Jesus.
That's the short version of the hotline. Imagine how awesome the extended one is. So if you're not a patron already, go to patreon.com/saintshappyhour. And by the way, Thomas forgot to deactivate the secret gold level. So you can still sign up at the gold level for like a super discounted price.
Did? Oh shit.
You did. So forget that. So I'm just saying, I'm drunk. I might get to it next week. I might get to it tomorrow. You don't know, but you can save like 35%.
Ralph's spilling state secrets here now that he's had 5 shots.
I am, Dave. I am. All right.
I say we do a mailbag.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Can we talk about that 4th and 4 fade down the side?
Yeah, I know. I know.
What the hell was that?
Wait, we probably have a question about that.
And what's his face was open in the intermediate route, like he could.
I never saw that. Was someone else open?
I think so. I think there was a shorter.
Why would you want to throw to the sticks and get a first down when you can throw a 50-50 ball to Cedric?
Why not throw it to the guy who was playing his guts out, Alvin Kamara? Or Andrew, if they would have just handed it to Taysom and not made it, I'd have been like, it's a little weird, but hey, you're putting your career, your coaching career on the line and you're giving it to Taysom. Okay, that's cool. They threw a fade. The 90-year-old Cedric Wilson. You deserve what you got.
I feel like DA in his presser, which turned out to be his last post-game presser, kind of threw Carr under the bus there a little bit.
He did a little bit.
He didn't say specifically, but he was just like, yeah, that was supposed to be a choice route to Juwan. That was the read on that play.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that's right. I think Juwan was that's who I was going to say, who I thought I saw open.
Derek.
I thought Juwan was kind of just open right past the line there on the intermediate route.
Derek Carr throwing passes in the red zone or 4th downs is always a calamity.
Do you think Carr just like had a brain cramp?
Yes. I think Carr just like malfunctioned.
Brain cramp? No.
Olave was injured?
No, I just think he panicked.
No, I think he panicked, but I think that him panicking that's part of him. That's what he's always done in his career, and that's why he's not a Drew Brees or a Tom Brady. He doesn't have doesn't.
He's not even Dak Prescott. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like he doesn't have that ability. He doesn't have the cold-blooded, cutthroat, pinpoint bullseye. I don't know what the hell you want to say, but he just does not have that.
Whatever it is, he doesn't got it.
Exactly.
Throwing up a prayer down the sideline to Cedric Wilson with the game on the line is absolutely wild.
Right, and you would not think right, and to all of our points, you wouldn't think that would be the call. So it's almost like I don't know what the saying is, but it's like the most logical answer is usually the correct answer, and so the most logical answer to that is that wasn't the call. The freaking call was an easy a pass to somebody just beyond the sticks to pick up the goddamn first down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
so the logical answer is yes. Derek Carr screwed up.
Clear out stuff underneath.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
He was a decoy. And he threw it to the decoy.
Exactly.
And he wasn't even like remotely open.
No.
Remotely. So, Saints Happy Hour listeners, our friends at Hard Hide Whiskey just gave us our own November surprise. Celebrate the departure of Dennis Allen with a shot of the new Hard Hide Chilton County Peach Whiskey, a blend of 3-year wheat whiskey, light American whiskey, and fresh peaches from the Durbin family farms in Chilton County. Like her sister, Hardhide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey. Hardhide Peach is 86 proof, of course it is, and not for the thin skin. Hardhide Peach can be found at restaurants, bars, groceries, and liquor stores near you. To learn more and to find a location and get a bottle near you, go to hardhidestrawberrywhiskey.com. Hardhide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey and Hardhide Chilton County Peach Whiskey are supporting Saints Happy Hour all football season long. So support the people who support the show. Grab a bottle of Hardhide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey or Hardhide Chilton County Peach Whiskey today. Thomas, take it to the top before I black out.
Oh, damn, I played the wrong one. Wait. Oh, there it is. I guess the Ross fumes got to me.
It's extra fast speed for people. You can't. The listeners can't hear it, but it's like extra fast speed. Like Norwegian techno music. It's great.
I couldn't enjoy the hotline.
What's first up, Thomas?
Discord has ruined the hotline for me.
Only when Andrew's here, though. Weirdly.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah. When Andrew pops in, it like plays it at like 4 speed. But Thomas, what's first up?
Screw you, Andrew.
You're welcome.
All right.
I'm so drunk I can't feel my face. Go ahead.
Jesus, first.
How much
first
do we
question.
need for another shot?
100. First question
Where
from
you at,
LD. Where you at, Michael Thomas? First question, LD asks, when Gayle and Mickey called DA into the office to relieve of his duties, did DA apologize for not doing better?
One game. Oh, yeah. Yeah, probably.
I mean, that was in hindsight, Andrew, that was the end. Like when he apologized to Arthur Smith, like that was the end, right?
Yeah.
Like we didn't know it.
I mean, James Hurst mentioned that, in his I guess interview or whoever he was talking with. It like there was a big shift. Now James Hurst wasn't here.
And he would know.
He wasn't here this season, and yeah, I would say it did feel like. I mean, we talked about this last year. Like, how is DA ever going to recover from this? And I felt like to a degree he kind of did this offseason.
Yeah.
You know, I felt like the team kind of like reset and players maybe reluctantly were like, all right, they got Michael Thomas out of the building. He kind of patched things up with Lattimore, and they were like, all right, we're going to give this another run. And things felt copacetic. Certainly 2 weeks into the season, things felt really good. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know that Dennis Allen ever had full buy-in. I think it was a roller coaster, and I think at times it was okay. I think at other times it was starting to trend in a negative direction. I don't know that he ever like fully lost the team because he was professional and he's a nice guy. And I think generally speaking, like he commands some respect as being a decent defensive mind. But I don't know that I would drop as heavy of a hand on him as some fans would, but ultimately at no point did he have complete buy-in. At no point was he so inspiring that like, I'll follow you through any brick wall. Like, I don't think he ever had that.
That's what happens when you don't give out game balls. If you don't give out game balls, nobody knows.
Rizzi, if you listen to the podcast, give out game balls. But Dave, I want to make a point that's interesting about Rizzi is when DA
the Rizzler, Ohio,
when he went to Arthur Smith to shake Arthur
Smith's
hand, and DA was like, "I'm sorry," and Arthur Smith was mad. Rizzi was there too. I'll give John O'Barnes, friends of the program, full credit for this. He noticed it. Rizzi was like walking to Arthur Smith, and he was ready for the smoke. He was ready for Arthur Smith to give him shit, and he was going to give it right back to Arthur Smith. But of course, DA got there first, and Rizzi didn't. Like Rizzi would have knew how to handle that after. If he was the coach, he'd have been like, "Yeah, I did that. And Atlanta can shove it." And then he would have taken care of it behind the scenes, and we'd have never known about it.
I would love to see that video. I'd like to review that tape myself.
Dude, Rizzi, if you win one game and if you be good Sunday, but we'll get to that in a minute. Thomas, what's next?
Okay, next question from Bodrich. He asks, if Ralph had to drink Malort one every 2 weeks, every live show to keep Deion Sanders away from the Saints, would he do it?
Yes. I mean, obviously only Ralph could answer this question, but I would very much like to think he would do it. If he did all 5 Malort shots tonight, that would be good for 10 weeks.
I feel like I could convince him.
I don't know, man. If you bring Deion, you get his son at quarterback, of course. And like, yes,
we don't want that.
Yes, Deion is a hot mess at Colorado, but they're 6-2, and like Deion would be he'd be fun for a couple of years. But I would do Malort. I've decided it might be the shots, Dave.
Yes,
but I'm
gonna make you. I would make you do them. You already do every week, every Tuesday. You already do on average, probably 2 shots a
I'm
week.
fully on board.
So all you need to do is just make one of those Malort, and we're good, and we can stay Dion free. It would be like if you walked around
I'm Team Rizzler.
all your entire life with a garlic necklace, and you would never have to worry about vampires.
I'm Team Rizzler now. I want Rizzi to be the full-time coach.
I hate you.
Thomas, what's next?
I think this is terrible. I think that's like the next Dennis Allen.
Dude, they beat Atlanta.
Sorry.
He could sign the contract at midfield.
Yeah. First of all, let's get to that. First of all, let's get to that. And second of all, that is such. This is why you'll never be the decision maker at any company worth a damn.
I'm just saying. Thomas, what's next?
My God, prisoner of the moment.
All right. Next question from the Wicker Man. It's been a while.
I think we should make a bet about a game where if Ralph loses, he has to get a tattoo that says "Prisoner of the Moment."
By the way, I want to give.
I think we should have a tattoo game. We should have a.
I want to give people a peek behind the scenes. Andrew said, "Ralph, please start doing water shots." No, Andrew, I would never cheat the people. I would never cheat the people out of what they pay for.
All right, so let's go. We got another $100 out there from somebody.
What's next?
We don't even need 100, do we?
This train never stops. Nothing stops this train.
Your boy Alan says Dion is a fellow cripple. That's right.
What's his feet?
He had to get stuff cut off because of diabetes. Like part of his
diabetes. Is he on Ozempic?
Foot? Yeah. All right, Thomas. What's next?
All right, next question from the Wicker Man. He asks, do you hate DA more or less than you hated Ditka?
Ooh, it's a good question.
I wasn't around for Ditka. So my answer is yes. Yes.
I mean, Ditka was... Here's the thing, though. I think as bad as Ditka was entered... Like, Ditka was like 6 games in, he was like, I don't know if I'm the man for the job. I might need to quit. Like, Ditka was hilarious, inept. But here's the thing. I'm 100% sure Ditka left the Saints in better shape than DA left the Saints in, because Ditka built a kick-ass offensive line because he drafted Naioli, he drafted Turley, he brought in Jerry Fontenot. They signed Wally Williams at free agent. Like, they had a great offensive line. So he left them that. And also Ditka hated free agency, so he never spent any money. So when Haslett and Randy Mueller came in, the Saints had a good offensive line and they had the most cap space in the NFL. So like Ditka left a decent situation. But like it's so hard. I hate to be a prisoner of the moment, Andrew, but I think I hate DA more.
Wow. No, absolutely not. Sorry. At no point, I mean, DA had a winning season. I get that it was futile and it was a late run that meant nothing and the schedule was really easy. Like, I get all that. But at no point, I mean, I guess you would say neither of them was fun. At least
Ditka was fun for a minute.
I guess Ditka had the luxury of being crazy and having better press conferences, so I'll give him that.
I mean,
but
DA's most memorable
than they are unalike, I guess.
Dennis Allen's most memorable moment is apologizing to the Falcons. Ditka had a ton of memorable moments. He grabbed his crotch, gave fans the finger at halftime of the Tennessee game. He pulled out a wad of $100 bills and paid his defensive coordinator because they got a stop against the Raiders.
He posed with Ricky Williams wearing
He posed with Ricky Williams in the wedding dress.
Yeah.
He collapsed on the field against Cleveland after the Hail Mary. Like, Ditka had a lot of like fun memories. He cried when Billy Joe blew out his Achilles. Like, Ditka.
Yeah, as like miserable as the DA era was, I feel like I at least had respect that he was a good defensive coach.
Yeah.
Like at no point did any part of me feel like Ditka presented anything remotely competent.
No, Ditka was a clown show.
Yeah.
I mean, they had Abramowitz as offensive coordinator, and Abramowitz would make Pete Carmichael look like Bill Walsh. Like, I mean, what, Thomas? I'm starting to fade. What's next?
All right, final question.
Oh, you know who we didn't talk about as a possible coach? Zach Strief. That's my vote.
Oh, stop. You're such a bitch.
Dude, he will. He becomes Saints coach. He will block your text so quick.
Oh my God.
What about
your
Mike
nose
Conley?
is so brown.
Ask Mike Conley if he wants to coach the Saints.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
I'm down with bringing somebody in that would bring Zach Strief in as an assistant coach. That would be good.
Yeah.
What's next, Thomas?
All right, final question. Make it a quick one, Ralph, from Saints Rabbit. Does Ralph have
$100 knockout punch to Ralph.
Does Ralph have a better grip strength than Xavier Leggett after that strip interception?
That's a great question.
Ralph doesn't have better grip strength than that squirrel that they just took from that guy and killed. Right now, I don't know.
What's the squirrel's name? I mean, the people in the chat.
I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember. Rip that squirrel.
Gruden will not be fun at all. He will not be fun for 2 years. He will not be fun for a week. No.
Anyway, but in general, and then Xavier Leggett. Oh yeah, because Xavier Leggett was the guy who got it ripped out of his hands. That was, I mean, Jean Charles. I don't know why we're like that. Yeah, that was an incredibly athletic play, and incredibly smooth to be able to do that all in kind of one motion. Lost. Okay, all right. Well, you really just shit my Wheaties right there.
I mean, that was a kid's moment, Thomas, and you just peed all over it. Peanut was the name of the squirrel, is what I'm being told.
Right, Peanut. Poor Peanut. Anyway, your grip strength is
this is not a therapy session.
It's worse than Peanuts right now. Peanut. And his raccoon brother, was there a raccoon? Yeah. Wasn't there a raccoon or something?
All right. So thanks for the mailbag questions. We won't have a mailbag tonight. But
I don't think we can.
I don't think we can either. But send the questions. We'll do an extra long mailbag next week.
Please tell me you're going to put your son to bed after this.
Maybe. I don't know. He might be asleep already.
Put yourself to bed. Have your son.
He said he wants to stay up and see who wins the election.
What? Stop.
That's what he said. So all right. So it's time to do.
What do you mean that's what he said? Who is the adult? Who's in charge in this house? I don't care what your son said.
Dave, do I look like I'm in charge? Right now, do I look like I'm anything?
You know who's in charge, Dave? I'll tell you who's in charge. Hardhide.
That's the iPad. That iPad.
So it's time for game predictions. Thomas, recap last week.
Damn, it was a crazy week last week.
Okay.
Andrew, look at Andrew's score: 24-23 for the Panthers. It was 23-22. And check this out: Dave picked Matthew Hayball, a punter who regularly doesn't score fantasy points. He got 1.1 point for that run, and you outscored Kevin, who picked Mason tipped on 0 point. That's fucking insane. Like I rolled I rolled the -2 points as you picked Matthew Hayball last week, and he didn't, man. That's fucking insane, man.
Okay. I love that. Now wait a minute. Hold on though. Oh, grand wise one, commissioner. Holy one. I guess that the Panthers would have 23 though, and didn't they have 23 points?
What?
What was the final score of the game?
23-22 for the Panthers.
23-22, Carolina.
Right. So I guess the Panthers to have 23 points because I guess the Saints to win 24
you chose the Saints to win. But you chose the Saints to win. That doesn't. I
was excited because I thought that even though I thought that I was still going to get points for getting the exact score.
The prerequisite is to choose the correct winner first.
All right. So what did Kevin pick? What did Kevin pick?
This is I was like, I might actually,
but you get nothing.
Yeah, I was like, well, like the problem is like Andrew is running away with this, and like somebody has. I'm the only hope that any of us have to catch up with Andrew.
And you got 0 points this week.
I know, and I thought I almost.
Ooh, look at me!
Well, I almost got negative points for A-ball.
I mean, look at me.
I guess I'm supposed to be thankful for not getting negative points.
All right, so
Kevin is not going to make Final Jeopardy.
Who did Kevin pick?
All right, Kevin picked the Saints to win.
Wow,
20-17.
Who was his player of the game?
And speaking of Dave catching up with Andrew, you're gonna remember my words that you're fucked, man. After tonight's picks, you'll see. You'll see why.
All right.
You'll see why. And Kevin picked Juwan Johnson to be
interesting.
The MVP.
All right, I'm gonna go. I made this pick. Didn't I make this pick before they fired Rizzi? I mean, they fired DA.
Yes, we all did.
No,
I think I.
No,
I think
did I have to? Listen, I want Rizzi to be the full-time coach. He'll be fun. I'm 100% committed to the Rizzler. But
Riz, Ohio.
But here's the thing. Atlanta's a
Giat, Ohio, Rizzler.
Atlanta is a 3.5-point favorite. They're fraudulent. But the thing is, Carolina is not an NFL team. I know they beat the Saints, but like the Saints ran for 200 yards. That's not happening against Atlanta. The Saints do not have, by my way of thinking, any NFL quality receivers. I think this is going to be very, very painful. Although I think the crowd's going to be into it unless the tropical storm makes it difficult to get to the game or something. I think the crowd's going to be into it to start, but I think Atlanta is going to kick the shit out of the Saints. And it sucks. It sucks because they're fraudulent and they're running away with the South because the NFC South sucks. And Atlanta is going to lose their opening playoff game. They're a fraud. I hope I'm wrong, but I think I picked like 31-10 or 31-17, Thomas. Yeah, I just like this. The Saints can't rush the passer. They're banged up at corner. Like this is a bad matchup for the Saints. And interim coach dead cat bounce match, that ain't gonna fly. My player of the game, I think Mason Tipton is gonna have some.
Say Mason Taylor?
Did I?
No, he said Mason Tipton.
Who played that?
He's going to be my player of the game. He's going to have some garbage time stats.
Okay. Jesus, what with the Mason Tipton fucking picks, man? He's going to have 0 points. Come on, man.
What do you want me to do? I fired all my bullets, Thomas. I fired all my bullets.
Rough picking scrubs, man.
Yeah.
If you want it.
All right, I'm next.
All right, what do you got, Dave?
All right. I'm going with Kevin, and I'm going anti-you. I think you're an idiot. I think you're totally wrong about this. Dead cat bounce was the exact terminology I used in my DM to Thomas when I gave him my pick. I don't think this is going to be an extended dead cat bounce. I don't think this is going to be a dead cat bounce that's going to earn Rizzi a coaching job. But I think we're going to get this one win. They're excited. It's Rizmas. Merry Rizmas.
That's
We're
right.
going against the Falcons. We hate the Falcons. I think the players are going to be, this is going to be the one game this entire season I think these guys are going to get up for after they started losing.
It's a Super Bowl.
Yeah, it really
one
is.
more game. This is the one we want.
Knowing Cam Jordan, knowing DeMario, knowing some of the veterans, I think that's how they're going to. I think that's how we're going to be playing this off and spinning this. So, I'm going Saints. I'm going picking Saints. 24. Falcons 20. It's gonna be close.
Delightful.
I mean, it's certainly not gonna be a runaway.
This win could drop the Saints from like picking 3rd to picking like 10th. Just so you know, if you're into that.
And then I'm guessing because boss man Thomas said I'm not gonna be happy with
the boss man
Andrew's pick. I'm guessing Andrew also picked the Saints to win. So either we're gonna ride together or we're gonna lose together. Either way, I'm not going to gain any ground.
Off the cliff together.
Yeah, exactly.
You need
Either
to
way,
pick your player carefully, man. Make it
exactly.
count, Dave.
That's exactly. I know. And I don't have a list of who I've taken and who I haven't, but you know what? I wish I had taken him this week. He's been consistent. I feel like he's come through when his number has been called. And obviously, I know him personally. I'm going with Foster Moreau. I haven't picked him yet, right?
All right.
Dennis Foster Moreau.
I'm going with Foster.
Great catch, by the way.
He had a great catch. He still got it. Incredibly athletic catch. I think my son's actually going to play basketball with him and his friends coming up in a week or two.
Nice.
We're excited. Yeah.
All right. Well, Dave.
Yeah.
I'm with you on the dead cat bounce. The Rizzler comes in the dome against the Falcons. Like Ralph said, if you're going to win one game, this is it. This is the Super Bowl. This is it. This is our Super Bowl this year. Find a way. I don't care how. Dave, I like your score prediction. I'm going to match it. 24-20 Saints. Exact same score prediction.
Oh, no, exactly.
Yep.
I don't think that ever happened.
I don't know how picking fourth this landed into my lap. I don't.
You're
know
picking
how
fourth because you're in the lead by 8 points ahead of me.
I don't know how this is still available to me as player of the game. I lamented last time these two teams played that I didn't pick this guy
because we've all taken Taysom already.
Ever. The Falcons killer of all time, the most noted Falcons killer.
Here we go.
Of course he's going to torch them. Taysom Hill, please.
There you go. Yeah, that's a great pick. It's a great pick. That's just,
damn, you're fun,
Andrew
Dave.
might stretch out the lead to insurmountable levels.
The sun never sets on the Jewish Empire.
A lot of tight ends were picked here, Ralph. I feel like you should have picked Dahl and Holker and kind of completed the set.
made it a perfect sweep.
Yeah.
No, Mason Tipton, I believe in you in garbage time, my friend. Go be fantastic in the fourth quarter when the Saints are down 31-3 or something. I am completely and utterly ripped. Thomas, wrap up the show and thank everybody who donated because I'm sure the list is long.
Are we doing after this? Are we doing a live election breakdown coverage? Saints Happy Hour style?
We're gonna do county by county in Wisconsin.
I'm ready to declare officially that Ralph is bombed.
I am so bombed. Go, Thomas. What do you got?
You want me to thank everyone? Yeah. Thanks to everyone who donated. Amazing show. 5 drinks. Ralph is fucking hammered. Thanks to Nicholas Riley. Thanks to Jason Champagne. Thanks to Who That Golfer. And to the MVP for the first time ever with
All-timer.
$450. Who is?
Wow.
The one and only Michael Thomas.
Wow.
Damon at C. Congratulations.
The only thing that would have been better is if it would have been the Pope, who is tweeting about the Saints and he doesn't even realize it.
This is the second highest MVP donation of all time, by the way.
Wow.
In one show.
It's incredible.
Only trailing Cajun Sands.
Wow.
Insane.
Remember, MVP winner, DM Thomas on Discord. You can write what's on the whiteboard. We'll get you and Errol maybe together. We'll combine the two or we'll do them back to back.
Yeah, we can do 2.
We can do 2. And you'll get on the whiteboard. So DM Thomas.
A tag team.
Yeah. So thanks for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed the show and we made you laugh, consider supporting the show by going to patreon.com/saintshappyhour. Give us a shot. Every little bit helps, especially when I drink 5 shots. You support the show. Don't forget, give us a follow on socials and wherever you get your podcast. Thanks to Dave, Andrew, and everybody in the chat. It was a wild night. We finally had some good freaking news in this season. It was amazing. Thanks, you guys. I'm so hammered. Thomas, you're the best producer on earth. You're back in Poland. You'll probably sleep not as good as me tonight because I am bombed. Until next time, the bar is closed.